So this is actually super easy to do, but Amazon have actually made it really freaking difficult because their interface is far from good, all right? And also, somebody in the Facebook group was saying that coupons aren't available yet in Australia, and they are. You just have to know how to get to them. So let me show you how to get to them. I can kind of kill two birds with one stone with this, all right? So where are we? So we're in Australia, which means it's actually in a different place to every other marketplace, which kind of sucks. But in Australia, it's under inventory, and then it's promotions, okay? So you go to inventory and then promotions, versus in other territories, in other marketplaces, it's typically under advertising, okay? Anyway, when you do that, you'll end up here under the promotions thing, and then what you're going to do, you've got lots of different options. You're going to do the percentage off one, because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to encourage people to buy more than one of your product. So you use the percentage off. So let's just go to create. So here's the extremely shithouse interface that Amazon has for us. And let me see if I can kind of guide you through this a little bit. So starting at the top, conditions. What we're going to do, is we're going to lay out the conditions that we want Amazon to show our promotion, because that's really what it is, show our promotion in. So top one, buyer purchases. What the hell does that mean? So we've got two options. At least amount in dollars, at least this quantity of items, three options, for every quantity of items purchased. So what we want, for what Amro wants to do, is we want to have at least this quantity of items. And typically the only two I tend to use is at least this amount in dollars or at least this quantity of items, okay? So at least this quantity of items. The default is 1. Well, we're wanting to encourage people to buy more than one, so we have to have that set to 2. So conditions, the buyer purchases at least 2 items. That's our first condition, okay? And then the purchased items, this is what do you want to apply this promotion to? Okay, what do you want to apply this to, okay? And typically, if you've only got one product selling on Amazon, then you'll just select entire catalog, and that will do your entire catalog, which for you is one thing. Or you can set up to sell, do a promotion on one of your ASINs, okay? But for most folks who are at the stage where this is relevant for them, i.e. they're beginners, you'll have one product, and therefore you can just do the entire catalog, okay? So the buyer purchases at least 2 items from anything that I sell. That's what we've set up so far. And now the buyer gets a percentage off. So Amro wants to do a 50% off. So the buyer gets 50% off, and that applies to either everything that they purchase or the additional item. So that means they get, if they purchase 2 items, they get 50% off everything. So if each item is $20, total of $40, that means their bill is going to be $20 versus the additional items. So if each item is $20, they buy one item for $20, they add another item which is also $20, but they get 50% off of that, making that second item $10 instead of $20, okay? I think that's probably what most people are going to want to do to incentivize somebody to buy a second item. You always want to use your exact advanced options. Here you can exclude items in your catalog. You can set that up for whatever it is. You might not want to include, if you've got a huge catalog, you can exclude items here. Scheduling, well, that's entirely up to you whenever you schedule it. But just note, These things take up to 48 hours to go live. And so if you set it for today's date, for instance, then it can take 48 hours to be live, and that's why it doesn't show immediately, all right? Anyway, internal tracking, you want to call it something, and your tracking ID, you want to call it whatever you want to call it. And then your additional options. So here's your coupons. So if you didn't know where coupons were in Australia, here's where they are. Here's where your coupons are. You can set that up with a single-use coupon for one person to use it once, preferential. For one person to use it as many times as they want, unrestricted. A group coupon, preferential, where the group gets to use that thing once, or the group gets to use it as many times as they want. I hope that explains that. And that's it. It's as simple as that. It's actually really the way that Amazon lays it out, it's in a logic-based, computer kind of based, if-then sort of situation, versus it just kind of saying, here's how to set it up. And because of that, it's not at all intuitive. It's based on kind of if-then conditional logic rather than anything else, Amro. And that's why it's a bit of a pain. Hope that helps. There's nothing to stop people putting the more expensive item in. So, you know, if you're going to do a coupon or a percentage off thing, this is what they can do. They will. Some people will abuse it. That's going to happen. People are creative. They'll figure shit out, you know. Just like my daughters are creative. If I put a constraint around them that I think is the perfect constraint, they will come up with a very elegant way of still getting what they want within the confines and the constraints of the parameters I put around them for expectations on their behavior. That's normal for humans to do that. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.